Bardown.
Yo, what's good? It's November 10th. Um, it is late, but tomorrow's a holiday, so, I don't have to get to bed as normal as usual. But I do have another 2 skates tomorrow, so gonna need a good sleep regardless. But, decent amount to talk about tonight. My mind's a little right now. I don't really know how to explain it, but so I've been having an issue with my skates where they were really sharp, and then I thought I got the wrong skate sharpened, and I was convinced I did. I mentioned that yesterday. I was convinced the 3/8 was the one that was too sharp because I was using 1/2 inch as a gauge, which I thought was my original sharpen before I went to a duller sharpen, and 3/8 is sharper than 1/2 inch. But I went to United Cycle, and they have codes for their skate sharpens. And so I know that the original sharpen I was getting was a code 2.5, which is not a 1/2 inch. It's like not something 16ths. I don't know. But 3/8 is actually less sharp than that. So if I started with that, and then I changed to 3/8, which I thought is what I changed it to, then that would make sense. But what doesn't make sense is why the 3/8, that last sharpen felt so sharp. So anyways, today I got a sharpen, and I got a 1/2 inch, which is less sharp than 3/8. And the straight line speed felt a lot better. The stops and starts felt a lot better. And my legs got a lot less tired. So I liked it, but, I'm feeling like I'm not trusting the hard turns and cuts as much, which makes sense. So, I want to be able to trust that. So maybe I could knock it down, get one sharper. Because I think there is one between 1/2 inch and 3/8. But I don't feel like doing the math right now, and I'm not 100% sure. But this is like, holy smokes, I'm just talking about skate sharpenings, and that's it. But, yeah, I don't know. The 1/2 inch worked well today, but I might need to do some more testing. And I thought I had this settled, so I don't really know what's going on. But, anyways, hockey-wise, it was a 2-skate night, which is pretty rare on a weekday if I am working in the day, just because all my hockey is usually late, so they overlap. But one game was earlier, so I played the first 2 periods. It was kind of the lower men's league, but we had a lot of guys, so good and bad. Good for the legs, bad for lack of ice time. Play-wise, I had some really good rushes. I was passing crisp. But unfortunately, like I think I mentioned before, I want to really make a pass and then quick move, get open, and then hope the guy gives it to me back. But, my teammates were kind of losing the puck or fumbling it, and, I wasn't really getting that pass back. So that was kind of disappointing. And I still think, I got to just be a bit more selfish and take more shots, because I wasn't doing enough of that. I would, make the open pass, which is technically the right play, but, I need to improve at my finishing, so, yeah. Also, there were some times when it was kind of a loose puck, and, I was the closest to it, so I took my time really getting there, and, I shouldn't have, because then by the time I got it, guy was on me, and I had a pretty bad turnover in the D zone, so I really just got to get that puck, and then once I have it, if I got there quicker, he wouldn't have been right there, so I would have had time to look up and survey the ice and make the right decision. But yeah, so then I went from that to senior practice, and so the practices are good and bad. Obviously, I can work on things I don't normally get to work on, and drills and breakouts and stuff, but it felt like, you know, it wasn't the fastest practice. And there's always enough guys, and the drills we do take long enough where sometimes, like, you don't even get a rep of the drill before it gets switched up. So, not the amount of puck touches I wanted, wasn't at the speed I wanted, and but I was still doing the drills fine, skating well, 2-on-1's good, stuff like that. But we did kind of do like a power play, slower setup drill, and then kind of had a full ice 5v4 to simulate PK and PK and PP. And you know, I'm still kind of learning the systems and learning how to do drills slower, because, you know, especially our power play is so slow, and the practice was so slow that I kind of wanted to speed it up. So, you know, we kind of learned the PP rotations just strictly in a 5v, or actually we learned it just in a 5-on-0 in, you know, the O-zone. And then when we went to the game, I wasn't kind of sure if, you know, we wanted to strictly just try and set that up and go for that, because the defenders were kind of backing off a bit, or just, you know, play the power play the best you can. So, you know, I had some times when, you know, a guy would give it to me, and maybe he'd be looking for the rotation, and I'd, you know, quickly give it right back to him, and that happened once, and then the puck, but he wasn't even ready for it. His stick wasn't even on the ice. He was kind of moving to a different spot, just completely missed it, and the puck went out. So, you know, then I'm going like, oh boy, maybe I'm going too fast. And then, you know, that kind of a similar play kind of happened after. So, not too sure how that makes me look, but it was weird, because like I do need to learn to, you know, take some drills slower and just learn the procedure and strictly follow that. But, you know, some of the PPs were following it and some weren't, and I feel like the guys I was on with were following it, or they're trying to follow it really strictly, and I kind of wasn't, so it caused like a little mishap. But yeah, that happened, and yeah, so, I mean, still a decent practice. Just really couldn't, you know, show as much as I wanted to and get the puck touches I wanted. And, you know, that's kind of a concern, because our team's picking up newer guys and getting some guys back from injuries and other things. So, you know, it sounds like we'll have more quality players available for at least this week's game, I think. So, you know, the coach was like, hey, you know, we got lots of guys on the roster, only a certain amount can play. So, you know, some guys won't get in, which has been the reality all along. Some guys haven't, but, you know, as there are more guys who are quality and are available, then that will also bump more good guys down who aren't as good. So I don't really know what they think of me still, and we do have a game this week, and I obviously hope I'm in the lineup, but if I'm not, it's not catastrophic. I still have lots of ice time to fall back on, and, you know, that's just good good motivation. But I don't know, kind of an interesting feeling. But 2 skates tomorrow, so got that to focus on. And I have no idea how this ended up being 10 minutes, but it did. I got some popcorn chicken upstairs, but I've already kind of overate junk food late, which is probably not good for performance. So yeah, I don't know. Well, we kept it under 10 minutes. Peace.